Hello and welcome to the first episode of 2025 of It's Chaile time. Toby, Happy New Year and welcome.
Thank you. Yes, except for a moment I was like, how do we start this bloody program again?
No, I'm here, don't worry.
Exactly. I was just like, we're ready to start. I'm like,
I'm here.
how do we do this again? No, but all the best for you too.
Yes.
Yeah. So how was your leave?
It was nice. It was nice, you know.
You get leave, huh?
Yes, I do get leave. Some of us work for nice bosses. I don't know.
Some bosses keep on working throughout, eh?
Yeah, but well, that's a story for another day. Let's not touch on that one because it can spoil December 2025. How was your December holidays? If you had holidays?
It wasn't so busy, so I had some time off. But interesting, Tsepo, I had a case in Durban CCMA. So I flew down there and you see, the CCMA is struggling at the moment.
Too much.
Yes.
I know the
They
struggle.
don't have commissioners. I remember a few months ago, Johannesburg CCMA, we almost settled the dispute with the reception because there was no commissioners.
Even in Pretoria. Yeah.
And Pretoria, if you are scheduled to start a case at 9 in the morning, you're lucky if you're in there at 4 in the afternoon. The other day, a month or so ago at CCMA Pretoria also, I felt so sorry for that commissioner. She assisted us, but while she went to pick up the form, they got like a cabinet at the reception area where they have their forms. And on the way there, she's dealing with 3 other cases simultaneously, so she will walk into 3 other offices. It takes her forever to come back to us. And when she comes back, she walks into the 3 offices again to come to help us.
To check what is
happening.
happening.
Then, this is the best. I walk into arbitration. This is arbitration, not CONOP or Conciliation or whatever the case may be. This is arbitration, Durban. Now, I've been waiting. I'm involved in a part heard matter. This is not this case now, but this is another case, also in CCMA Durban. A part heard matter, which started in the beginning of last year. We're still waiting for it to continue. Okay. Walking to Durban now in December. Commissioner came. He welcomed us all and said, listen, I've got other bookings here also. I can't really help you today. But let's do opening statements and then we're going to adjourn. So we did opening statements and then he said, don't expect the case to appear before July next year.
Oof.
So we're like, at least he's honest. Yes, I don't know if it is budget cuts or is the CCMA firing the commissioners or
I know it's bad because
it's hectic at the moment there.
Even interpreters, they will come and try and assist you through conciliation and then,
Now look, generally I don't complain about CCMA.
Yeah.
I think the service is very, it's professional. I don't really have gripes with the CCMA. The commissioners, they are fine, they're professional.
But media,
it is just this one thing.
Media is shooting at them. Did you see that?
I did see it.
That's a
I
trend
personally
now.
there's this
gentleman
who let go off on commissioners in the media about them not being qualified enough, whatever. And honestly, from my side,
they're taking bribe.
Bribes. Listen, corruption is everywhere. Hopefully not in our company, eh?
No,
we're not bribing people.
No, with what money?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah.
With what money?
So you can't expect it, even though one will expect the CCMA to be on a bit on a moral high ground, you can't say that there will never be an issue. And I'm sure there must be isolated cases, but in my perspective, I've been with the CCMA, dealing with the CCMA 20 years, and I can think on twice occasions. One occasion, the commissioner was a bit out of line and probably did something he shouldn't have done. And the second instance also, the commissioner was, in my opinion, wrong, and I just walked out and I left. And luckily, he sat the matter down again and did the right thing. But besides that, I can't complain about commissioners. I think they're professional, and currently I think they're probably overworked. But my complaint now is more a system problem, not
the commissioner. Because I remember I was also accused that I bribed the commissioner, but the guy didn't want to understand. You see, he didn't listen. He's claiming that he's owed money for leave. The commissioner asked him how many days were there. He shifted from one issue to the other. An interpreter tried to intervene, and then he was like, I'm not going to listen to you, lady. These two guys are working together. And then he just left. But
so, yeah. 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, I was at CCMA in Johannesburg, and there was this commissioner, our commissioner, but yes, he was strict, eh? And he gooide it at me, and he trapped me out, eh? Van 'n kant af, hy het ek wil 'n ander woord gebruik, Afrikaanse woord, maar ek kan nou nie vloek nie, verstaan, so ek moet mooi praat, because this is like a,
remember these people trust us.
This is like an all ages restriction here, you see. But you know, that commissioner was so strict, and you know what, he was exactly the same. That commissioner was full of shit, man, but both sides. And
I think I was there with the case.
Yeah, you were witness in that case, that's right. But afterwards, I thought to myself, you know what? I will take a commission like that any day. Because it was just plainly straightforward. And you know, some people, you don't tell them what to do. They will tell you what to do. You see, but that's fine.
The case came out in your favor.
We still won the case. I never lost confidence in the case. But, you know, when you litigate, now, when you are there representing your client, now, and people don't always understand it. A large part of that litigation is you playing the commissioner. You must play the theater in front of you. So you try to play the other party. But you must also, you're also keeping that man into consideration. So you need to adjust. It's like soccer or rugby.
Yeah.
You know, part of the tactics is to adjust to the ref. Because all the refs, there's rules the same, but they blow it differently, you see. So, and the team normally that wins is the one that can adjust quickly to the ref. So, in that case, I told myself, to shut up.
Let me focus on my opponent.
A commissioner's got wide discretionary powers how to deal with the case. I very quickly adapted. The other guy, he didn't adapt so quickly. He was just fighting and fighting, and I'm just like...
And he can go on for days, I know.
He can always chat for days, but anyway, so...
Before we start, guess what? Something just came to my mind.
Yeah?
This is my 10th year in this fraternity now. I started in 2015. It's 10 years. It's like happy anniversary to me now being in this game now. Eh? But I've grown organically.
Is it the game, Tsepo? It is, no?
I was telling this one guy the other day that sometimes you don't win a case because you've got strong case bundles and what. You can just walk in there with technicalities.
And so look, it's a word. It's something that somebody say or don't say.
Yes. You said something about the English, an English word that you used. And then I'm just saying, you don't have to mention it, but I'm just saying, when I say it's not really a game, but...
No, that's an embarrassing moment.
It's like, I don't know how to play poker, but how you choose your cards sometimes when you are there, it's very wise.
I'm not going to go in detail, but he's referring to a case long time ago I lost.
No, I'm not. I didn't say you must.
Didn't understand English words properly.
Can you get to it? What are we talking about today?
But it's true you're saying, you know, you can win or lose the game by a word or a look or somebody not paying attention or whatever the case may be. Hey, Tippelman, we're supposed to say we win all the cases. We never lose, eh?
No, I didn't say you must say. I said...
But we're authentic, we're real. We sometimes lose cases.
We're real.
Mostly we don't. Often we deploy tactics. We call it the dark side of the dark arts of labor law.
Talking about
like shooting somebody on the way to the CCMA.
Talking about lose or win.
Just joking.
Talking about lose or win. What are we talking about today?
Conciliation exposed. Conciliation exposed. You know, Tsepo, in this industry, there's this fear about arbitration.
Yes.
If you are a law firm or consultancy and you prepare your client for arbitration, your employers, or whether you're an HR manager preparing your operations manager or whoever the witnesses are from the company side for arbitration, people are like preparing for arbitration and we're not going to settle, we're not going to lose, we're not going to pay any money, we're going to make this happen, we've got our witnesses and our evidence. Then you settle at conciliation. Conciliation throwing that curveball. And I'm telling people, you know what? I had a case this morning also, man. And while we sat there, I looked to the employer. Now, this man works hard. But I told him, be careful of conciliation. We were there for arbitration. We had conciliation already. And conciliation is like, no, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to settle. So I would look him in the eye and say, listen, we're going to go for arbitration. I'm very confident in our case. But be careful of conciliation. They're going to try to manipulate you, try to bully you, try to settle. No, I'm ready. I will not settle. We settled. We settled.
But I think we always try to reiterate that. Remember, settlement does not necessarily mean a lose.
You know, Chaile, life is the seat we sit on, the seat an employer sit on is two different seats.
Yes.
You know, I told my client this morning, when we went in, the employee wanted 6 weeks salary. Look, you only worked there for a month, okay? And there was a proper dismissal. You know, I'm confident in the case. He wants 6 weeks. No, I'm not going to give you anything. So I said, well, let's just go out and have a discussion. And I told the employer, look, I have to give you my speech because that's what I do. And if it doesn't go, you know, sometimes things happen in life, it does not meet your expectation, and then you blame me. So here it goes. I said, look, if we go for arbitration and win the case, it's not to say that will be the end of the matter. There's always this possibility. Now, estimate, I will say, you know, there's about a 10% chance that the employee, if he loses a case, he may file a review case. You know, sometimes they belong to institutions and members or subscribe to Scorpion, Legal Wise, Clientele, these kind of businesses. Then their legal fees are basically covered. You as an employer, if they go to the labor court, you're going to have to pay thumbs up, 200,000 Rand, 2 years of your life to resolve this matter. In that context, a settlement is a good thing. So he said, yeah, I'll settle for 5,000 Rand. We went in and now the employee doesn't want it. So eventually we settled on 9,000 Rand. A good settlement, a good deal, is when both parties hurts. The employee does not get what he expected, and the employer must pay something even though he thought he's not going to pay his hand. But you know what the problem is, Chaile? Now you sit there, I sit there, you know? In an entrepreneur's mind, lawsuits are simple. It's winning and losing.
Yeah.
It's not the gray areas. It's not, you know, a settlement takes the case away. It's winning or losing. And you always get the feeling of employers using our services to win.
And in that nature of meeting, you are expected to be a magician. Make this go out.
Yeah, make it go away. Yeah. And you know what? I told the employer, yes, there's reasons why you should settle, but don't. If you don't want to settle, don't. But it's difficult from our seat because now it comes to mind another case in the road freight industry. This truck driver, fell asleep. He bypassed the company's instruction to sleep at a certain depot because he wanted to be in Cape Town early. He fell asleep behind the steering wheel, crashed into another truck that was standing on the side. 2 million Rand damages. Nothing happened to him. Like he was slinging out of the truck somehow onto the side there in the grass, whatever the case may be, into the field. But he was put in a hearing and we dismissed him, went for arbitration. Do you want to settle? No. Okay. Didn't want to settle, went for arbitration. We won the case. He filed review. Right. Now you're going to have to pay. Another company, construction business also. Good case. No, we're not going to settle. He wants 20,000. No. Eventually it went through reviews and whatever. It ended up to over 400,000 and the employer must pay. But that's for another day, this discussion. This is, Chaile, it's not about settlement. It's about conciliation itself. You know, I represented a woman a couple of years ago. Yes, but this woman is strong, eh? That bloody man, the audacity to take me to, that was also the bargaining council. I will not settle. Went for conciliation. She starts talking settlement. I start kicking her under the table. I'm like, what happened to no settlement? Then she starts feeling sorry for the person's child who was about to have a matric farewell and then had a matric farewell dress and whatever. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this hard woman, she's got this soft heart and she starts melting. But even this morning, the commissioners are. They'll ask the employee, so what happened? They won't listen to the employer at first.
Yes.
They'll first ask
always.
Then the employee will have all these points.
Yes.
You see. And then the commissioner will look at the employer. Did you hear what he said? You sure you don't want to settle? They start playing with that emotion. Yeah. There's no guarantees. I must make the decision in arbitration, and yes, you think you've got a clear-cut case, you only work there for 1 month, I have up to 12 months to make a decision, an award, compensation award. If you lose, then the employer sat there and you're like holding his hand, he's like squeezing your knee, you're like, I've told you, you're prepared for this. Yeah, okay, commissioner. So that's what I'm saying. Conciliation is most of the time worse than arbitration. So when you prepare your client, especially for an employer, be mindful of, I call it the effects of Ubuntu. South Africans, we like talking, man. I think South Africa, we are brilliant negotiators. Oh, man, okay? We enjoy sitting around the table and screwing with each other's minds. The commissioners are brilliant with that. They're going to take you from here to there, all around the park, when it comes to conciliation. I even had a commissioner one day in conciliation taking me out. This was a employee claimed retrenchment. On the UI-19 form, apparently the employer put their retrenchment. It was in the time of COVID. They phoned the Department of Labor. They said they wanted the code for, temporary layoff. The agent said you must tick the retrenchment box. Now this employee was opportunistic and filed unfair retrenchment, but still employed. This commissioner took me outside after I've explained to him, and he started threatening me with high court judgments of how illegal it is to put the wrong codes down in U19 form. He tried his best to bully me into a settlement. I looked him in the eye and said, we'll go for arbitration. We still won the case. Thank you, Commissioner. But you must understand, conciliation, there's bullying involved, manipulation involved, it's high pressure. If you're an employer, they're going to work, you must be prepared. They're going to work on your emotions. And if you're an HR manager with your MD or ops managers, you must prepare them for that. I've seen this a lot, and I prepare my clients. I say, listen, I cannot tell you don't settle. There is rationale behind settlement. It takes a case away. But be mindful of the landmines. This is going to be emotional. They're going to bully you. The employee's going to sit there with tears in his eyes, and the lawyer's going to talk crap into your mind, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, no, it's like yesterday when I was also there.
Oh, yeah, you were there yesterday.
There. So the gentleman, we walk in there, we introduce ourselves. And the gentleman,
that's also arbitration, eh?
No, it was arbitration.
Arbitration, yes. When you have arbitration, you always go into conciliation first again, because we like talking, man. We don't like fighting South Africans, yeah?
And the gentleman was like, but I can't understand English. Can I get someone who speaks isiZulu? So the commissioner went to get an interpreter. Then I'm left with this guy. I'm like, my friend, just remind me, when were you dismissed again? And what was said to you when you were dismissed?
He's a foreigner.
Yes.
His papers are expired.
It's like, when were you dismissed again? Just remind me, because when the interpreter comes in here, we need to explain thorough what happened. You see, now I'm playing a mind game with him now. Exactly when were you dismissed? Because I can't remember. I'm the one who's always doing all the law things for the company. It's like, no, I was told to go and fix my papers. I'm like, but yeah, you got this letter. I showed him the letter that we're giving to other foreign nationals to go and fix their paperwork. And then, you got this letter. Yeah, but I was told in September again to go and fix my papers. And then my papers are still in progress. I'm like, okay, but I just need you to tell me who said you are dismissed. You mustn't come back. You must leave forever. No one said that. I'm like, no, thank you. Then I wait for the commissioner to bring the interpreter. And then everyone introduced themselves. And then the commissioner explained, revert back to conciliation and everything. And then he was asked the question. No, I was fired because they told me that my papers expired, and I raised my hand. I'm like, Commissioner, we have a problem. There's no dismissal here. Then I took the document that I read the last part, the bottom part that says, if you exhaust all the areas, then the company will have to apply its mind on the incapacity process, but that will be done after everything else. That will be the last resort.
There's no dismissal at that point, yeah.
Then I kept quiet, and then the interpreter relayed the message. Then I kept quiet, then I looked there. Then he admitted, he said, yeah, no, I was not really fired. They just told me to go. Then I'm like, so what do you want in order to resolve this? No, the boss must give me 5,000 rand to go to Mozambique and fix my papers. The interpreter stood up and went to fetch information, comes back and said, but it's only 1,000 rand to get your papers fixed. The commissioner was like, how? Are you now trying to rob? Are you now trying to rob your employer now? But you say you need the job. I'm like, yeah, no, the job is there. It's waiting for him. He just need to fix his papers and come back and do his job. Commissioner is like, can you phone the boss and ask if he can borrow this guy money? I stood up, make a phone call. Okay, the boss is asking how is he going to get this money, because if this guy goes to Mozambique and he doesn't return, what's going to happen?
But interesting, you guys signed a settlement agreement where he agreed to a period of 12 months for him to get his papers.
Yes.
And his job will be kept for him for 12 months. That's quite an interesting one.
Yeah.
Because in essence, it means he's not back at work. Between you and me, Tsepo, if I have to guess, 99% of the foreigners' passports and work permits are fake anyway. That means they are an undesirable person in terms of the Immigration Act. That means if they apply for the new one, the system will pick it up and therefore they will not get one. So we'll probably never see the guy again.
Yeah, because also the interesting part, he was smelling alcohol. But I was scared to say, because now I was scared that the commissioner is going to say, I'm using this as a weapon to run away from the case. But luckily, the interpreter was sitting next to him. The interpreter was like, Commissioner, this person is smelling of alcohol. I can smell him from here. And the commissioner is like, I could smell the room, but I couldn't pinpoint. I'm like, I was also scared to raise it, but now that it's there, and the commissioner hoed and say, you see now, you're going to sign something and then tomorrow you're going to come back and say, but this is not you who agreed with this. No, I'm very sorry. I slept late yesterday. I was drinking yesterday. And when we left there, he was like, yeah, I'm going to drink again.
Ah, that's mad. But just for the audience, settlement agreement, I believe, look, there was no money exchange. Or
yes. Yeah. No,
it was just that, I believe that if he comes back.
Yeah, if he comes back.
Then they can give him like a salary advance.
They can give him an advance so that he can pay whoever assisted him with the money to do that.
They can deduct it from
Then they can deduct from the salary.
But interesting, in terms of the conversation now. So even if you're an employee, conciliation can put a lot of pressure on you. If there's a lot of curveballs and unexpectancies, especially if you don't know the law and these kind of things. So you have to be prepared for it. That's it for this week, Tsepo. It was our first one for the year. All the best for everyone. Hope you have a blessed year, great year. It may become so rich that it actually bores you.
Welcome 2025. Please don't forget to put your opinions there, your suggestions there, your responses there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We come guns blazing this year.
There's a lot happening. Yes, there's a lot happening.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
See you again. Bye-bye.